So here we are 2-1 behind and feels really rough for me. But now we're getting the Shaman into the Freeze Mage, and I really favored I really favor Shaman in this one. Not by too much, but at least a bit. Against Freeze Mage, it is a matchup where board doesn't matter. Freeze Mage is not playing too much, so I was considering like, yeah, is Fireblade any necessary? And of course not. This is the matchup where you want the steady shot. This was actually pretty surprising for me that he coined a Frostbolt on a 1-3. I actually understand this reasoning because well, once this play happens to you on a 1-3, like he expects Totem Golem from me on turn 2. And with Totem Golem with and Servindi, I have 4 damage on board. And he is scared that if he places his Doomsayer on turn 2, that I can kill it off with 3 damage. And by this way, by him coining out the Frostbolt, he is dodging the 3 needed damage that I'm gonna need if I have my Totem Golem and he has his Doomsayer. So at this moment, once he made this play, I was 100% that he will play Doomsayer at turn 2. So I was really not surprised seeing this. But I considered it like not being too painful for me because I could still make the hero power happening here. But yeah, if I had a 1-3 on board here and a 3-4, I could still kill the Doomsayer off with my Lightning Bolt. So with the play that he made, he gained more time. Another really good card, like Shaman has some specific cards that are really good against Freeze Mage. For example, a 4 mana 7/7 for Freeze Mage, they just have to kill it. Because otherwise it deals way too much damage into their face. But yeah, it's not easy to kill. I mean, then you kind of need a Fireball, and do you really want to play a Fireball here? So yeah, he goes here with the way playing the 2 drops, going with the 2 drops first that are not directly drawing a card because he doesn't need it. But yeah, I can totally understand this. So at this moment he had a really good start because he started with the Doomsayer and he has all his card draws. So at this moment I was like, okay, he has a really good start. How am I gonna... I really need to go face really fast, but how am I gonna do that? Doomhammer is a really good card against Shaman that can just or against Freeze Mage because it can just deal 16 damage immediately. But yeah, I was like, first we have to get on board. I have to be a bit more on board. Like, as you see, I'm having a lot of damage spells in the hand, and they are really important against Freeze Mage. You first want to deal a lot of damage with your minions, but afterwards you really want to go with your Doomhammer and with your spells. This is a matchup where the Freeze Mage will make the trade. So in this matchup, also if you play Doomhammer, you're not gonna Doomhammer these shitty minions. No, you're gonna then go face. Freeze Mage will make the trades. On board they are not that scary at all. They don't have too much going on board at all. So we can kinda ignore that part. Okay, and now we are going into a pretty interesting turn where we have 4 mana. And now I am like he didn't use any free spells here. He just frost only my Faceless, and I was like, yeah, now we're gonna face. Like, I was really, because there is also a Telnos on board. If I play the Feral Spirits here, he can just Blizzard everything away. And if he doesn't have Blizzard, he probably has a Frost Nova. And if he doesn't have a Frost Nova, he's gonna draw it. So I was really like, at this moment, I only the damage in face counts. I'm not gonna play more on board. I have enough on board. I wanna play the Abusive here, because Abusive is a card that can only works if I have minions on board. So I play the Abusive here with an hero power, sneaking in more damage without losing any burn spell yet. And I'm putting him at 12 lives with no secret up. So yeah, here it really... Here I think you should never go for Feral Spirits. When you are starting to get in the mid game, your hero power becomes really strong against Freeze Mage. So at this moment I wanted to hero power every turn. I was considering also Lightning Bolt to face here, but most likely I will go Doomhammer hero power next turn, so didn't felt that a Lightning Bolt in the face will do anything important. So yeah, as you see, and this was pretty like for me. Like this was pretty, for me, was pretty straightforward. Where like he still had to Blizzard here. He still had to Blizzard here. So it was really like straightforward for me that it wouldn't be a good turn to play Feral Spirits, and now I just consider to go face mainly. At this moment he is sitting at 6 life, and even if he will play an Ice Block, he will know that I could pop it instantly. And sometimes Ice Block can be good enough if you play it at turn 8, or if you have like double Ice Block now, so you can like Alex for yield backing up. But at this moment I really knew like if he, the only way that he really gets a good shot here is if he has double Ice Block. I'm having here 5, 8, 10 damage. I have 6 mana, so I have 10 damage directly from board, and I'm having 4 damage from the Doomhammer, so I'm having 14 damage here. So I'm considering, if this is an Ice Barrier, I still win. So I don't have to like Lava Burst face Hero Power here, no. I can first attack with the Doomhammer, check it if it is an Ice Barrier, because if it is an Ice Block, I will save my spells. I save my spells for impossible Alex at turn 9, if he has the double Ice Block. So it's really important to make the Doomhammer call here. To get all the damage in. Like at the end it doesn't really matter, because I'm having damage from like in total. But imagine if he had like an Ice Block here, I save my spells instead of saving charges, what is not important. Okay, and now we are getting really into a hard part, because now we are getting here, we are 2-2, and now the really like, for me, there also started like pressure going on into every game. When you are like 2-2 and you are like getting so close to the European Championship, of course there's pressure. I mean, I have played a lot of big tournaments, but here I really started to like, you're 2-2, you're evened up, and I knew that I had my Rogue left and he had his Freeze Mage, what is a bad matchup, but I also knew I had my Hunter left, what is like pretty good matchups against him in general. He gets the coin here, what is a bit painful for me, but because if Hunter gets the coin in this matchup, you can really go fast with like double 3-drop or something. Okay, so we are having here a reasonable hand with some early minions. But at this moment, I really like, getting a 1-drop here will be really good. Because a 1-drop will, it deals so much damage against Rogue, because they don't want to coin their dagger. So it was a bit sad that I didn't have the 1-drop. And playing this huge toad also felt a bit bad, because if he had the coin SI, it could really hurt me. So I was really not happy about that. Lucky no SI here, still at the backstab, so the toad didn't deal that much damage. But I created myself a free turn to play the camel. And here the camel can either get a 2-1 fire bat or the 2-4 Kvaldir. And if it will get the Kvaldir, I will be in a really good spot. If it gets the fire bat, well, I get something, but he still has to dagger into it. Okay, so here the Pillager comes on board. Pillager, really strong card in the Miracle Rogue, and probably the best target
Hi,
for me
my
to
name
play
is
Freezing
Bitch.
Trap.
I am from the Netherlands. I like to review my performances in HS. Congrats Thijs for head XD.
Okay, let's go back to the game. Thanks a lot for that. But yeah, as I said here, like the camel is really good against Rogue. And Pillager is a really strong card from Rogue. And if there is any target you want to play Freezing Trap into, is the Pillager. Because if a Pillager gets Freezing Trap, he's not getting the coin. And a Rogue can do a lot with the coin, where where the Pillager itself is okay to deal with. I'm having here a pretty reactive hand with the double deadly shot, and the 4-2 just the 5-4 Pillager just covers all my minions too good here, in my opinion. Like, no matter what minion I'm gonna play, the Pillager is gonna trade well into it. So I really feel that I need to enter this Pillager first, be going for more. And as I'm like trying to do every turn, I'm sneaking in that hero power. Like, hero powering against Rogue gets really good. You need the damage. Rogue has a lot of good ways dealing with your minions, but they don't have too much life gain. So yeah, hero powering can sometimes be really beneficial. And now he's in an interesting spot where he is at 18 life, so he's not under life pressure, but he's slightly getting into some life pressure here. Trade with the SI, still takes 2 damage, so he goes on 16 life here. And I know that I'm gonna lose the long game. Like, I know that on board I cannot challenge a Rogue, and Rogue is going to into either his Gadget Send turn soon. He either is gonna play a lot of spells to deal with my minions, and with this SI on board I really realized, yeah, board will probably not be for me anymore. Getting on Hover here is actually pretty good, because with the Hover I'm creating myself into a spot where I can deal more direct damage, and I put him here at 12. Also getting the Kvaldir here now after the Fire Bet. I'm actually also getting a pretty reasonable board here, and he gets under a lot of life pressure here now, with being already on 12 lives. Yeah, and there were some ways where with him backstab he could probably deal really well, but played already one backstab, so he was really forced to make some bad trades here now, and I'm still left with a minion. So I can even sneak in more damage if I want to. And now it actually gets interesting, because an Hymen is really not that good of a card against Rogue at all. I was considering here, if I make this trade into the 1-1, I can also play a pretty good deadly shot on the teacher, but I was a bit too scared that I will lose my board anyway. Also getting the Leok here, what benefits going face a bit more, because I'm putting 3 direct damage in the face, and I know that Hymen is a really bad card into Sep, so I was really considering to if I'm even not gonna play the Hymens at all. And yeah, this was actually a bit rough, because I could really get a good deadly shot on, but now I was really like, yeah, I probably have to play my outs here. No matter what I do, even if I go for the deadly shot, I will probably lose my board anyway next turn. So here I really made the call that I'm gonna need some good draws, and I'm gonna probably have to go face here. Also picking up Call of the Wild here can be a really good out. Getting either a damage spell like an Eagle Horn Bow will be really good, and Kill Command or an Quick Shot could also really help me. But yeah, now he deals with the board. And this was like totally not unexpected. Like with my plan going face there, I really expected that he will deal with everything with the board.
Finally I got what is your name? Thijs, but why you write Thijs like Thij? Thijs is right a Thij.
So yeah, he deals with the board here, and I'm picking up a kill command. So now we are getting in a really interesting situation, because he's at 7 life. With making the hero power here, I put him at 5, and I put him in lethal range for next turn. So if I play Hymen, hero power here, I'm putting him at 5 lives, and I got lethal next turn, if he at least doesn't have Earthen Ring. Okay. But the interesting part is, I felt that I was in a good spot here, or in a better spot here, by not playing Hymen at all. Because if I don't play Hymen at all here, there are some dead cards in his hand. He can't really backstab that well. Sep is a dead card. Shadow Strike is more or less a bit more dead. So I really felt like if I don't play my Hymen, I can actually play Deadly Shot. I can actually kill command phase here and hero power phase, putting him at 2 lives. And it's actually really big to kill command this turn, because I'm creating myself more outs, for example, if he top decks the Earthen Ring. I also was in mind that he might have Earthen Ring here in the hand. And yeah, if I put him at 2 lives and he has the Earthen Ring and Earthen Ring is back to 5 lives, it's really big that I already played my kill command here, because I can also top deck and Call of the Wild. And then with Call of the Wild, I'm able to play that for 8 mana, still having lethal. If I don't kill command this turn, Call of the Wild is not out for me. So if you want to go for not going with the high main play here, I also have a 50-50 high roll on my deadly shot that I can hit here. So I create myself a high roll on the deadly shot. I give myself a better outs by going kill command face here, and I'm giving him some dead cards in his hand. So it might look really strange here, but I think, and I'm pretty sure, that kill commanding here face, not playing high main, is the right play to make. But this is really a knowledge like you need to know in matchups. Like how the game went, it was really likely that high main will be more than a dead card, and that if I kill command here, I'm grading myself better outs. So now, for example, if you look at his spot where he has already some minions, like this sap is just a horrible dead card. Imagine if I had a high main here. Maybe he will draw and prep. Maybe he will draw his Earthen Ring instantly. And then he gets so much value from that, that he can cycle into his Earthen Ring more likely. So now he's already in a spot where he is like unable to play spells because he only gets minions. And he is now looking for the way how can he still get the Earthen Ring going. So yeah, at the end, didn't get the Earthen Ring in time. I think he still like draws his Earthen Ring either here or next turn. But at the end, it was like too late. And because I played it so aggressively, played my hero power every turn, playing hero power turn 5, turn 6. And every time I called, I went face and hero powered. And at the end, I was like 1 turn ahead of him because he will kill me in 2 turns. So really happy that I had the perfect damage dealt in the game to get here the series win. And yeah, you can see it was a bit of like, oh, got the win in, 1 game to go. I knew that he had his Freeze Mage and Rogue left. I got my Rogue left, and there is his Freeze Mage into my Rogue is a really bad matchup. So I knew that it will be really rough to win the next game, and that it could be that yeah, it will go to a total set of 7 games.
It was really smart to play kill command because he could have drawn LOATHEB. But you were lucky that he did not draw Dr. Boom. That card would have won him the game 1 think 4 head XD.
But yeah, here we are 3-2 now. I got the Rogue left. I need to get a win with my Rogue either in the mirror match. And in the mirror match I was a bit favored because my Rogue deck was favored in the mirror. I had a Conceal. I had a more aggressive version where, yeah, he had some like more dead cards with like Shiv. He played Xariel, what is not that good in the mirror. So I was a bit favored in the mirror match, but I was not favored against Freeze Mage because Freeze Mage is a really, really rough matchup for the inner for me. I also saw that he kept his full hand, so I was super scared that he had like a really good freezing hand with a lot of draw, and then it gets like really, really rough for us. Okay, so he starts with the draw here. The way you, as I say, this is a really bad matchup for us, but the way you can win this is by being super aggressive, either going really aggressive with the Edwin, going really early with your minions. If you give the Freeze Mage time, they're gonna draw way too much, they can play way too safe, and it just gets super bad. So I was like, before like looking at the hands, I was in the mindset like, I have to be the aggressive player. Sadly, he started with the Loot Hoarder, and I didn't really have any 3-drop here. So I was like, what can I do here? Am I gonna attack with the dagger and pass? Or am I gonna coin the teacher? But yeah, I have the mindset here, and I think it is correct. Like, if he also fireballs my teacher is not that bad for me, right? So was really in the mindset that teacher could be really good, and if it wouldn't be that good, it would still be fine because it would eat a fireball. So I think like it's a bit of a rough situation. Like I can redagger, but then I'm doing nothing. So I think playing the fighter teacher probably with this hand probably the right play. So yeah, as I said, it could be really good, and if it wouldn't be good, it will be fine, because if we are trading a 1-for-1 card here. Not having any, was also considering that I could draw on 4-drop or in 3-drop here. Sadly didn't get it, but can still redagger here, playing Telnos, what looks kind of fine for the curve, I would say. So yeah, he goes here with goes ahead with playing Loot Order, and this is kind of the problem in general with the matchup, where I'm having so much dead cards, like the Fan of Knives and all these spells. Like Backstab is not even that good at all. Still consider that I probably had to like face tank here the damage, especially after he played damage spell. And yeah, this was really painful because he drew like really some of the best cards in this matchup. He started going with all the draw, and then he follows it up by the Emperor at turn 6. So a lot of times they are just not able to play Emperor at all in this matchup. But in this now he actually had a lot of like, he wasn't under any pressure. I couldn't do any pressure in the early game, so gives him the free opportunity to play the Emperor. Yeah, with the Backstab Prep Fan, I draw 3 cards, and I actually have a pretty reasonable answer with the spell damage into the Emperor, so I felt this being a pretty good play. And also getting a 4 extra damage in the face, what is really can be relevant in this matchup.
Oh my god.
He actually answered here with the talent, but at this point I was like, okay, you play double Forbidden Torch here. You might not have the Flame Strike, but that was the only call I make. And it actually, like, he drew here at the end, but it has a lot of reasons to do that, because at this moment and in this matchup, you really want to pick up your 3 mana Fireballs, the Forbidden Torch. So really, or the Roaring Torch, and it is just really, you want the extra burst damage. You don't want really the stall cards that badly against Rogue. Okay, drawing here the Edwin, and I knew that Edwin could be a good card in this matchup, but I still like knew that I was under so much pressure. He didn't have any secret up yet, but I didn't get any tempo going, and I either know that he will like go Alex my face here, or he's gonna like play secrets, freeze board, and at this moment it's really unlikely my minion's gonna deal any damage, because he didn't spend any freeze effects, and he still has so much left in the deck. Okay, so here we are going into his turn 9. So I was really like, I have to dodge the Alex. And how am I gonna dodge the Alex the best? Well, I can't. But the best play I probably have to make here is by making the best board I can.
Adds up to, well, a lot.
Right, so this goes some way to explain the Frost Nova on the previous turn, because basically if Inner can keep that ice block up for this turn, he essentially has auto in proceedings from there, because if that ice block is protected, he can Alex Strasser on the following turn, and then he has all the burn to back it up. So that Frost Nova may look like a waste on just a 3-3, but it's just about maximizing his chances of protecting 23 life from getting popped right now. If that can happen, nothing else matters for Inner.
Yeah, and Thijs here, you know, trying to figure out if there's any way he can really deal with this this particular board. Going to go ahead and dig a little bit with the Azure Drake, and looks to be thinking about preparation.
Yeah, I might just be looking to prep out a spell and make a huge Van Cleef here, as he's going to prep the Conceal first, hide his board. Van Cleef is going to come down as a huge threat, but as I elaborated on the previous turn, this is a formality. Rogue has no way to interact with an ice block here.
Before, like, what can be really important against Freeze Mage, like, it doesn't matter that I don't have, like, my stealth, Edwin. Like, I could make a 6-6 Edwin and stealth it, but in this way, it's like, Freeze Mage will freeze it anyway. Like, if he plays Blizzard or Nova, it doesn't matter if it is, like, stealth or not. What matters is the extra stats on Edwin. So yeah, here he instantly goes Alex phase, even plays Frostbolt and Icelands for that they're both reduced. So at this moment I was real like, oh shit. But I also knew that if I play Earthen Ring here and I go back to 11 lives, there are still a lot of ways that I'm alive. Like, I dodged the Pyroblast, but this is a big thing. He played already in Fireball, he just placed in Frostbolt and an Iceland, so he really needs like another Fireball with his Frostbolt and his Icelands to kill me, and that are kinda all his burst spells that he has. So at this moment I really didn't feel too badly. I saw that I could also proc him by still sapping the Alex, kinda leaving him up at high lives because I have exactly 15 damage here, but I still leaving up at 3 lives. But I actually felt in a pretty okay spot here still, because I knew that he needed exactly the second Frostbolt Icelands with another Fireball to not die instantly. So yeah, like first we are going back on live, and this is why I kept the Earthen Ring all the time, because I knew it could be important. I had to, if he had Alex, I needed it really badly. But yeah, as you see, like sadly he has all the damage here. First he wants to drop the Doomsayers, because why not? But yeah, he actually at this moment I was like, okay, maybe he doesn't have to leave when he starts with Doomsayers, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, sadly he had all the cards that he needed here for the damage, so this was a really game that was super rough for me. I knew the matchup was bad, but I actually thought like how the game was going that I still had like pretty reasonable outs. And now we go into the final match, like going into the being 3-3 here, guys, and now the pressure started insane, of course. I mean, you played all week, you are in the finals, it is 3-3 in the final match. You either become European champion or you become number 2. So, yeah. We had the Rogue Mirror here, and there are some really important things. Like, my Rogue deck was made pretty well for the Mirror, but it wasn't that big of an influence. So, I will give myself a slight edge, but not that big. And here I have actually the Edwin in hand, what can be a really game-changing card for this matchup. I am also on the coin, what is also really nice. And yeah, with Edwin being on the coin, the Deadly Poison is really nice together. You can also consider going backstep, but if he goes with a turn 3, my turn 3 will be playing Deadly Poison on the Mage Dagger of that I do at turn 2, coin Edwin. So I evaluated the backstep a bit low, but I could consider keeping it together with Edwin. I'm not so sold on that one, but I think backstep not really needed in this keep. If I wanted to have Deadly Poison, I would have kept the
final
all
match
the time.
looked like a joke, because Inner wasn't taking his time to think at all and kept making mistakes. It was his kitten and deck advantages that kept him in the game until the 7th match. But you eventually beat him with real skills.
So yeah, I came to the conclusion I kept it, and you see my surprised face here. Inner kept his wall hand. Inner kept his wall hand, and that gives a lot of information, because when do you keep a rogue full hand? You can have Deadly Poison, you can have Pillager, you might even have like Gadget Sand, and maybe like Preparation or stuff with that. So at this moment, I made 2 calls. One call was that his hand will probably be really good in the mid game. So I will probably not win the long game because he also goes first. Second call is my hand is bad. I have to be the aggressive player now, otherwise I'm not gonna win. And it is a hard call to make, to like when you are like 3-3 and you are like 3-3, you feel in a bad spot. So at this moment I was like, yeah, I have to be aggressive. Another really important thing is, a card you don't really keep is Sap. Like, as I said, he kept the wall hand, and in a wall hand you probably don't keep Sap. It's like not a card you keep that badly in the Rogue Mirror. So I was like, okay, there is really likely no Sap. And when I saw this, like the instant played Pillager, I was like, okay, there is no answer for the Edwin for now. And I still like counted my spot, and I was like, yeah, he kept his full hand, so he probably has really good cards behind. I have to go even more all in. I could really consider, like, let's say Sap and play Telnos. I could consider backstep, attack, redagger, play Telnos. But I was like, no, I have to go. His hand is good. I have to be really aggressive. I have to end this game in 3 turns, or I'm gonna be in a really rough spot when he gets his gadgets and going. And as I say, my hand is bad. Like, I have some really dead cards. So I was like, I can find the cold blood value now. I have to go. And that's what I did, dealing 10 damage in the face. Like, as I say, like, there was also no answer for Edwin. So he still needs to top deck an answer. Otherwise, this Edwin keeps going. But the main reason why I made this call also is because he kept his whole hand. You don't keep Sap, and your hand... His hand is gonna be insane after turn 6. So if I'm not gonna do anything before his turn 6, I'm just gonna lose the game by how it is gonna, like, roll out. So really had to make the aggressive decisions before turn 6. Yeah, and now at this moment, like, him not dealing with Edwin again, like, Edwin can attack for 10 extra damage, I'm like, wow. I'm just like, yes. So yeah, of course Edwin attacks the face here. I was considering also dealing with the Azure Drake here, but I was like, yeah, he has to make the trade. And I have already 7 damage in the in hand, so if I can just attack his face here, putting at 7, even if he deals with the board, I still have, like, lethal secured in my hand. But yeah, the main, like, the hardest calls were the turn 3 and turn 4 here. But you see how much, like, it is really risky, and it's something you don't really want to do when you are 3-3 in a series to become European champion. But this call had to be made for me because I knew that I would lose the game if I gave him too much time. I also, like, shouldn't, like, spare any card before. As I said, like, I should just play the Sap and Cold Blood, like, saving cards won't matter there. It was really important for me to go for the tempo plays. Yeah, and him still not having, like, any answer here. It just, like, now I also, like, I started to realize that he didn't have any answer there. That he also, like, he can still make the trade, but it will leave my Azure Drake up. He didn't heal himself, so yeah. Here it was over, but really, because of the aggression, I could take this series, luckily. And here I was just a super happy person. After, like, practicing 2-3 weeks insanely hard, having a whole weekend where you have to, like, perform, and that it then finally happens is, of course, yeah, feels super, super good. So yeah, that feels super good.